Hey guys, welcome back to the Wholehearted Journey. My name What? Were you trying to speak?
See, I said gang gang.
Oh. I thought he was doing that that awkward thing where you're like, you don't know when you're supposed to talk and you talk way too soon, then your opening of when you're supposed to talk, you know.
I don't do that. I know when to speak.
Yeah, all right. Anyways, we are with my hubby,
Gang gang.
the one
I say that a lot, sorry.
and only Steve.
Steve and Jerome.
He's my sweet baby. Oh.
Okay.
People love Steve. People love the hubs, don't they, baby?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I got that sauce.
You got that sauce? Steve the sauce? Okay.
I don't like that one. I don't like that name.
I don't like sauce following your name.
You're the one who said it.
You're the one
I
that
said I got the sauce. You said Steve the sauce.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
Anyways, today we're going to go over a Q&A. Some of these I kind of came up just because I wanted a good flow to this podcast. Some of these are going to come straight from the Q&A box that I had on my story. And Steven, what's your real honest thought? So that way we can be 100% transparent.
Thoughts of?
This pod, the episode.
Shoot, I'm all for it.
You're for it?
Let's do it.
He didn't seem super excited earlier.
I was busy earlier. I had stuff I was working on for my own little thing.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. What are you? What do you do, baby, for a living?
I am a paramedic.
Oh, what else do you do?
What do you mean?
What else do you do, baby?
For work?
Yeah.
I'm a paramedic.
Yeah, but there's more to your title.
Okay. I am a lieutenant
and
paramedic and the educational coordinator for the service that I work for. More specifically, if you want to know about me, I love medicine and I love sick patients. Not because they're horrible and dying, but it's like a puzzle. And if you like putting puzzles together, that's the same thing.
There's so many ways that you literally could word that to where it doesn't sound so horrific. I love really sick people.
All right, fine. Let me say this. I love helping people when they are in their worst states. Is that better?
Yeah, you love helping people who are really sick because you like cracking the code and not just...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not the best with words. I'm used to working with other paramedics and we can be pretty dark. Nonetheless, I still do enjoy helping people primarily because I like to crack the case, like Meredith said.
Men are so weird. Yeah, you couldn't be a speaker. You would have to be coached.
You got nurses listening, and they understand. They feel what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it does work out that we're both technically in the health realm, industry. You love helping people who are really sick, and I love helping people prevent themselves from getting really sick.
Yes.
So it works out a lot because there's a lot of stuff that Steven knows about the body. That he teaches me, and then there's a lot of stuff that I know about the body that Steven doesn't know, and he's going to disagree. Oh, you agree with me?
Well, I mean, there's obviously different aspects of the body.
I was trying to explain to him earlier, or this week, about the whole, getting pregnant, when you're fertile, when you're not fertile, what it means when you miss a period.
Look, OB was never my forte. Look, I don't ever want to have no pregnant lady in the back of my ambulance giving birth because I'm screwed.
Oh, well, don't say that because I'm going to need you maybe for that. So you need to
better
learn.
hope not.
Anyways.
I'm just kidding.
Wow. Well, anywho, this is my hubby. We have been together because this is the first question. Well, I think it was. Let me see. Yeah. How long have we been together is our first question. This year will be 11 years.
11 years, 2017 or 16? Oh, 2015. That's right. Yeah, my bad. But we've been married since 2020.
Yes.
COVID year, rough year for a lot of people. R.I.P.
Oh my goodness, Steven. See, that's the thing. Y'all gotta remember he's a paramedic. So he comes from a place of in order to be able to take care of people and do your job without it really breaking you down, you gotta have just a weird sense of humor. So anyways, I'm going to have to I don't know if I should just cut that part out.
Well, I was about to say, never mind.
Especially because we've lost some people in our lives.
That's
COVID.
where I was coming from.
You're COVID, R.I.P.,
Okay, well, the reason why is because...
Just stop talking, actually.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
Just kidding.
I don't know if you're cutting this or not, so I was trying to defend myself.
No, No, I'm not. But I feel like you defending yourself is gonna make
Can
it
I
work.
tell the story?
Okay.
About Meemaw?
No.
Okay, fine.
Okay, he wants to tell a story about Meemaw.
So my Meemaw, my great grandmother, loved her to death. Thanksgiving, which was a week after we got married.
Yes.
I started getting sick at Thanksgiving, and she was there, and I was like, "Oof."
No,
right.
that's not what went down.
That is what went down.
Granny was there.
Well, yeah, but Granny was. So there's a few people who were sick.
Yes.
I go home a little early from Thanksgiving because I'm like, all right, I don't want to get nobody sick. My mom had cancer, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna get out of here. I get home and smell goes away, taste goes away, and I'm like, damn, I got it. I'm done. I'm cooked. So then fast forward, my Meemaw, she goes into the hospital and she gets COVID and pneumonia, and she ended up passing away. Now that part's not the funny part.
No.
That's not what I'm laughing at. What it was is my dad called me and he was like, "Hey, I'm just making sure you're okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He goes, "Well, I just want you to know that nobody blames you." And I'm like, "What the hell?" that's weird to say. That makes me think that y'all are blaming me.
Everyone blames you.
Yeah, like your wedding did it. You came to Thanksgiving.
See, every time Steven's on here, the tea comes out. Their tea comes out. Okay, but
Gossip girl.
anyways, we have been together for 11 years. Got together in 2015.
Who?
Married in 2020. And so Steven was actually 19 years old. I was 20 years old. Which now you can do the math. We spent our entire 20s together and went through pretty much all of the adult years in like the hardships together. Our first impressions of each other.
Well, it depends. So first impression ever, we were in junior high, and she hates this story, but it is 100% true. We are at a basketball game at her hometown, and
By the way, some context here. We both grew up in small towns. So, like, your class was 30 students, my class was 30 students. So our like schools were tiny, tiny schools, and we played each other in sports. And so that's how we knew each other without,
And whenever you play other schools, you tend to, like every other school, you can get friends from other schools, yada.
Yeah.
Well, we're all hanging out in the, I don't know, y'all had like a cafeteria / gym.
Yeah.
Very strange. Anyway.
Pretty iconic.
My friend group is talking to her brother, Logan. Shout out Logan.
Ball.
And Ball. Anyway,
I'll put a picture on here for y'all to see how bald my brother is.
Meredith walks up, and she has been apparently eating a chili dog because in her braces and on the corner of her mouth, she's got chili and bread. And that was my first impression of her, and I have to say it was not flattering. I was not impressed. You were how old?
Well, we were like, I was what, 7th grade? I think it was 7th grade.
No, I would have been 7th grade because you were older.
Oh, 8th grade then.
Yeah, so I would have been 7th grade. And then actually there's a picture of us later. So I guess I was somewhat impressed because we ended up hanging out at the game. And
You always wanted me. I don't know why you acted. You wanted me the moment you saw that chili on my corner. That's why it was that same game. We took a picture together, and I didn't really know I knew Steven like that. My memory is not the best, and he didn't really know he knew me. But the thing was, and this is what I think.
Spit it out.
I think you loved me way back in the day.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Steven's a twin, and I was kind of hardcore crushing on his twin.
I'll kill him.
Yeah. But it was kind of funny back then. Me and my brother-in-law now, we all agreed Blake was the better looking twin in high school. But now Steven is a better looking man.
Damn. Listen, that's a little harsh. Blake, if you're listening, I think you're a good looking guy too.
Y'all are freaking twins.
What are you trying to say?
Hey, this message has been approved by both the wives. We both agree that y'all have y'all seasons. Right now, it's your season, and you're winning.
Okay. Anyway, second impression. I was 19 or so.
Yes.
And we were over at Kate's house, which is one of Meredith's friends. Shout out, Kate.
Shout out.
We're at a pool party, and Meredith was just vibing. She was just one of the dudes. And I just thought, hey, she's cool. I'm going to hit her up. Got her on Snap, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, so did you have a crush on me from the beginning?
Kind of.
Really? It's funny because his friend even got my Snapchat that night too, and he was trying to also hate on your girl. See, the thing is, your girl got it. Okay, your girl always knew how to reel them in, but I was always shutting down people. Nope, nope, nope. I even shut down Steven. My bad.
Just for the record, that is not true. There was no shutting down.
Okay, there's a whole debate on how we got together, but I'm just gonna go into it.
There's the truth and there's a lie, and yours is a lie. You know what? This is my podcast now. Here's the truth. I hit her up one night and I said, and she's gonna tell you some variant of the story that is not even remotely true. I hit her up and I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And she's like, "Lonely at home because my brothers aren't here." And everybody knows whenever a woman says, "Oh, I'm lonely," that is an invitation. That is not just a regular expression. So I took it upon myself to say, "Okay, I'm on my way." So I drive probably about an hour and a half because I was at a friend's house. Drove an hour and a half to see her, and I show up and she's got pizza rolls and she's got Malibu and I think some Keystone Light or something like that.
Yeah.
So she had it prepped and ready for me.
Okay.
Like the king that I am.
Now here's the real story. I was hanging out with my father. I had a big t-shirt on that had stains all over it. No makeup on. And the girls know.
Cowboys.
The girls know. If I was inviting someone over, you really I would have considered the fact that I look ratchet. Okay? But I had a big t-shirt on, no makeup on, look ratchet. I'm just hanging out with my dad. And I was simply just replying to the fact I told him that I'm just sad because both my brothers are at universities. And I'm just sad. I already finished hair school. So I'm just like chilling at home with my parents. And I'm like, this is kind of like lonely. I'm not used to having my brothers and so many friends here. And it's just me and everyone's at a university. He took it as, oh, she's hitting on me. She wants me to come hang out. So he, without an invitation, got in his car.
It was an unspoken invitation. No. There was an obvious invite.
He came over and I still can see and I remember this entire moment. I looked at my dad and I said, "Dad, Steven's coming over." And you met my dad before. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, "Oh, Steven." And I was like, "Yeah, he's coming over." And he was like, "11 o'clock at night." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "All right, this is what you do." Because he knows me. I've never dated. Like I had 2 boyfriends and I dated them for a long time. Both 3 years.
I have to pause. If I wasn't invited... she would have said, "Nah, that's okay." I had an hour and a half to get there. So somewhere in that hour and a half, she decided instead of telling me no,
I'm not going to tell you no because I didn't want to hang out. I've never hung out with a guy like that before. And I only saw you as a friend. So I didn't think that we were going to be anything like more. Listen.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay. It worked out. Obviously, this is when our relationship started. Just never dated or talked to guys like that before. So Steven's saying this. I'm like, is it because of friendship? Because I had a lot of guy friends. But I was like, or is he coming over because he like, I don't know, was into me. I thought it was just he wants to hang out with me because his closest friends were girls. Like your best friends were women. So I'm like, oh, I'm just one of the girls. I'm just one of the friends, whatever. So he gets there and I had plans for us to watch movies and do that. We just talked the entire night and got to know each other. And we had so much fun because me and Steven, especially at this age, were the exact same person. Mm-hmm. We had the exact same personality, the exact same humor, everything. So we're literally just ta. So what made us realize we were like made for each other? What was it? What made us realize we were each other's person?
You go first.
Wow.
I gotta think of mine.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I think like it was a mix of things. Like I wouldn't say it was because I was weighing pros and cons, or I think our immediate connection was 100% like whoa. But it's strictly for me the feelings, like the way that I felt about him. Long story short here, and this is something we might dive into one day, but I've been proposed to twice. I'm not going to go into context about how all that went. But I've never, ever dated someone who was like, that's my husband. I knew Steven was going to be the man that I married within 30 days. Like within the first month. We weren't even in a relationship yet. And I felt like this sense of, and it almost sounds weird, but this almost sense of like, I cannot lose him because I literally don't know how I could live my life without him. And that was a really weird thing for me because, again, I have dated. I've been in very long relationships, and it was just, I don't know. It was just, I just knew Steven was going to be my husband. I just felt it. So there was no hesitation on the fact that I don't know how I felt about him. And like I said, it wasn't about anything magical about Steven, because Steven's just Steven. He's an incredible guy, but like, it wasn't like
just me.
But 30 days, I don't know that much to know about you.
Like I said, I got the sauce.
You do got the sauce, but I don't know. I just knew it's really weird to explain. But his is different. His story is different. His is kind of a love that grew, but you were trying to go to the military.
Well, it was a love that grew, but it was also looking back. I was in denial because obviously at that time did not want to be in a relationship, because like her, I spent pretty much all of high school in a relationship. And then now I'm like not in high school. I've kind of got my own freedom. I'm living in my own house. And so the last thing I want to do is get tied down. And whenever I started to realize it was, I guess looking back, it was more so trying to find a reason why I didn't want to be with you. And I couldn't really find anything. I'm even asking friends like, what do you think about this? And they're like, no, dude, she's cool. And I'm like, nah, she's not that cool, right? And weirdly enough, this is going to sound strange because it sounds strange to me, but I remember sitting in, I want to say it was a party on Thanksgiving that we had in your parents' house. It was whenever we had all those people there, and I'm sitting there and it's like 3 a.m, and her dad, if you know her dad, he will talk to a brick wall for 6 hours. And
so we're similar.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and he's just talking, and he goes, and like I said, if you know Larry, you've heard this story 100 times. But he talks about, first he talks about whenever she was born, he's like, she had these lips, and when you hold that baby. And so that was like, it's almost, I'm very imagery. Like I can see things when people tell a story, and then he tells me this one story, and this is honestly, weirdly enough, where I got kind of hooked. He was telling a story. They were at Sandy Lake. Isn't that what the amusement park was? And he said that they were leaving, and Meredith wanted to go on this one ride, and he's like, "No, we're leaving." And she said, "Daddy, please." And he said he looked down and just had those big eyes and the pouty face, and he's like, "Well, I can't say no to that face." And for some reason, that story just like kind of melted my heart in a kind of feminine way. But here, let me re-say that. Really made me have compassion for my woman. And anyway, for some reason, that was what stuck with me. And I've told you that before.
I didn't know that.
But everything else that I was kind of denying, trying, not wanting to be with you, or not that I didn't want to be with you, but trying to find a reason like why I shouldn't get in another relationship. And then hearing it was almost like a completed picture of who you were. Mm-hmm. And that was just what kind of did it for me.
Aww. You know what's crazy about this? That's the same night you told me you loved me, which you didn't know, under the tree in our front yard.
When it was raining.
And it was raining, which was super sweet.
I was a romantic back then.
And that was such a good Thanksgiving too. That was a fun Thanksgiving. And then the third thing is that's my favorite story. That's my dad's favorite memory of me. Mm. And that happens to be the same moment in time. That story is what kind of brought you to fall in love with me. That's crazy. And again, Steven couldn't resist this because I'm irresistible, obviously. Ooh. So he could fight it for as long as he could, and finally he snapped him. But it was, in his offense, trying to go into the military, and his neck was too big. He doesn't want to talk about it, but right. It's a real thing.
Let me go ahead and just clear this up.
No. Steven tried for a year to go to the military. Once a month, he went to the Army, and they said his neck was too big.
No, okay. Context. So this was at a time in our nation's history where there was no active war going on, okay? And so their limits on getting people in, they weren't in need of a bunch of people, right? Mm-hmm. And so I kept going in month by month. I lost a bunch of weight, and they were like, well, lose an inch off your waist or gain an inch on your neck. That's what they told me.
You didn't tell me the waist part.
No, they said lose an inch off your waist or gain an inch off your neck. For some reason, that was their whatever. And so then I'd go in the next month. They're like, 1% body fat, lose that. And I'm like, and then it flip-flopped back and forth. Neck, body fat. Neck, body fat. And I'm like, and so finally, I was like, okay, look, I'm done. I guess I wasn't too devoted with the whole Army idea, but I gave up on that. which I'm glad I did because
Yeah.
now we're together and I have a career that I actually enjoy. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, that was the longest year of my life, especially because obviously we ended up getting together and making it official. And then it went from like, my gosh, I never know if it's like, this is the month that his neck is going to be small enough to join the army. And so it was like,
if you can tell, I've got a pretty short, stout neck.
I used to say, got no neck. I'm like, how they can sit there and say,
this is what she used to do. We'd be sitting there and she'd be like looking around for something. She's like, where is it? Steven, do you know where it is? And I'm like, what? And she's like, your neck. And then how jacked up is that?
It goes straight from the shoulders to the head. There's no neck.
Okay.
That poor baby. Did I ever traumatize you? The fact that the Army was saying that, and then that became one of my favorite things to say to you.
Yeah, actually, now that we're live here, I think I probably need to tell everybody that my insecurities actually come from my wife. All of them.
Put it on your headstone. The man with no neck.
Wow. Damn, now I'm dead?
Now that we've talked about a lot of the good, let's talk about some of the hardest seasons we've had to walk through in our relationship.
I'll begin.
Okay.
I got a lot of pent-up anger.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. The hardest part, honestly, to me was whenever she started Get Fit with Mayor program, because for the first year, it was like, I don't even know who she is right now because I spoke to her. I mean, you were from 6 o'clock in the morning to
Earlier, 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and basically I didn't really see her unless I had to navigate how to be in my wife's life at that time. Mm-hmm. I had to, like, really the only way to have any interaction was I made breakfast, I made lunch, I made dinner. That way it's like, hey, I'm here and we can talk real quick while you eat. You don't have to do it, whatever. And so that was like kind of the only path into your life at the time. And so that, like, for a while there, we definitely had some struggles. Because as everybody in the world in a relationship says, communication is the most important thing. And it's 100% true. And luckily, even though we're not the greatest at communication at times, whenever we kind of have these little breakdowns, we are able to have this communication and kind of have an understanding. And I think communication is obviously one of those things you are always going to have to work at to improve at.
Yeah.
We're not masters at it by any means, but we also have a way that kind of works for us most of the time.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, that probably was the hardest season that we've walked through because, like, it was insane. I only had 4 days off that first year that I launched. We went from not being able to pay our water bill to then my first year it was a 7-figure. Is that right, Matt? Yeah, 7-figure big business. I don't make 7 figures. I mean, just gonna put that on there. But it's a it's a 7-figure business with a lot of people to make it happen. But to be honest, it's just like it was a lot. It was a lot to handle. It was a lot to process, and I was handling not just the social media aspect, but the business aspect and building the program out, coaching clients. Like my first month, I was personally coaching one-on-one, 250 clients myself. I was also doing the onboarding process and like calls with people, every person that signed up. And I used to have like 1,500 plus people sign up for my program a month just to learn more about it. And I was the one handling it all.
The way that she talks to her clients in her messages is the exact same way she'd make these calls. It'd be just a cold call. Hey, Queen. And I'm like, you don't even know this person. And you're just acting like that. And somehow it was like, yeah, I'll sign up. Like, how the hell does that work?
Well, you got to make them feel like they have to know who you are as a coach and how you're going to encourage them. If you call them and like, so Sally, thank you for calling my program. That doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to be dancing because, again, what if they don't like high energy personality in a coach and they are monotone where it's like good work, good job, 5 stars this week. Boom. I don't want them to feel the energy. Anyways,
True.
So that was a hard season for us. And I will say, Steven, definitely, I think this is another great advice just when it comes to marriage as a whole, is that understanding that it's not always going to be 50-50.
Right.
There are some people who's going to be giving 80 or 90 and the other giving 20 to 10. And during this whole maybe 2 years, Steven was given like probably 80 and I was given
probably
20.
More like 98.
I will give him that because I had to live with my mom for a second there, and he pretty much the only way he could see me was coming to my parents' house because my mom, she doesn't work. And so she was able to like make food for me and feed me because I didn't have time to feed myself.
And I was still at work, and
yes,
at that time I did a 4 days on, 4 days off schedule. And so for 4 days I wouldn't see her, and then 4 days I'd go over to Waco. So it was about an hour and a half drive.
Yeah. And
rough.
so it was rough.
But we did it.
We did it. Made it work. But I grew into a much better partner throughout that season. So it was worth the sacrifice because there's just a lot of things I had to learn and grow into as a person. Like I wasn't very independent until I launched my program. And then I had to learn independence pretty quickly. And I had to learn how to believe in myself in a completely different way. So yeah. We've had many other hardships, but maybe that'll be for another episode. Now, how do we encourage each other's individual goals without growing apart?
I personally don't see individual goals as any reason to grow apart.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Well, I mean, for us at least. I mean, there's nothing you've done where I'm like, I would say in your first year whenever you were busy, like, that definitely could get somebody to grow apart. I mean, and definitely in some sense we did kind of grow. We weren't as close, but if you have the same goal in mind, which is success for each other, then
yes. I think it just comes down to if you struggle in this area, and it depends because this is what I'm about to say is a big statement, and I think obviously there's unique situations, but it comes down to selfishness. Yeah. Like I think that if you aren't able to believe in your partner, I don't know if there's just a lack of belief in them. Maybe it's a selfish reason of like, well, what if, I don't know, maybe there's some insecurities that they're like, what if he leaves me because he starts making more money, or he becomes known as a successful guy, or vice versa, obviously other way around. Like people get divorced a lot because of the other partner losing weight. And this could be for multiple reasons. We've seen people lose, obviously, weight. And
Jelly Roll. You've seen that?
Who's Jelly Roll?
He's a singer.
And he lost a lot of weight and loved his partner?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So it could be because their confidence grown. They're like, I'm better than this person. Or it comes down to the other partner being so insecure it's making the person who lost weight their life miserable.
Right.
And there's two scenarios there. Or it just becomes a thing that's like, oh, you lost weight? Proud of you, babe. Kind of how it was for me and Steven. It wasn't like it changed anything, but there has to be this mutual agreement that like, I want whatever he wants, and he wants whatever I want. And that's, I think, one of our strongest things in our relationship is that we focus on individual growth just as much as we focus on growing together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you've got to grow separately to grow together. You know, I mean, if you're both holding each other back because you don't want the other one to, if you're so worried that, oh, well, they're going to leave me if they get this successful, well, then nobody's going to grow. And then you're going to end up in the same situation that you're always going to be in. I
just also don't think it's true love. Like, if you don't want to see your partner become the best version of them, whether that be within their career or whether that be in a dream that they have or their health, it's kind of like, I want to constantly see you growing. I don't want you to ever stop growing. And I think it just comes down to insecurities. Like, if you ever get fearful of that, then, and it comes down to maybe your character, your partner's character, that I don't really know how to speak upon that, but like, I still don't think that's a healthy dynamic no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
So, what's been the key to a healthy marriage for us? I know this one.
Okay.
It's adapting our communication style. We have communicated with each other in so many different ways throughout our relationship, and some moments and seasons not strong in communication, and you can tell because our fights are explosive. There's yelling. We're just like not getting it. We're not understanding each other, or we're having things built up. And then other seasons where it's like, oh, we just really know how to calmly, listen to each other. So in our early years, what happened for us in the span of 11 years was we started off communication super strong. Then we had seasons where it was like around engagement time. Our communication was horrific. Early stages of marriage, probably still not in a great spot either. But after that, it's only got stronger throughout the years. And what we've learned is if we sit down and we truly, truly just say what is on our heart and we come to an agreement and we actually apply it, we don't just listen, but we actually apply.
And also know that you don't have to come to an agreement.
Yes.
Like, you just have to understand the other one. Like, I would say my biggest advice is to remain friends. Like, not to sound all cliche, but like we laugh a lot, like all the time. And I think that's probably one of the healthiest things in a relationship, because in a marriage especially, you have your spouse and you have your friend. And they're both the same. And so whenever your spouse is making you mad, you know, you still got to have that friend. Like, we all have friends, really close friends, whatever. They may piss you off sometimes, but at the end of the day, you'd still do anything for them. And if you lose that ability to be friends, then you're losing everything else. Like, a spouse isn't a spouse unless you're friends, you know. And so the spouse has to be the friendship has to be a foundation.
Yeah.
And friends laugh, and we laugh.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest key, in my opinion.
Yeah,
well, communication, but then laughter.
We do weird things every single day just to make each other laugh. It's just...
I make her laugh more because I'm funnier.
Like galloping, you know, in front of the TV.
No, we don't do that. You do that. It's the weird... Go ahead and show them an example.
I can't show them an example. They wouldn't be able to see it.
The people listening won't.
No, you are the one that do like the Twilight walk, where you're walking like Twilight, where your arms are completely straight and your legs are completely straight. There's nothing bending.
These are all things that you do that I may have done once.
No, he does it all the time. Y'all know the thing on Twilight where it's like they're going really fast, but they're not bending their arms or anything. They're just like gliding. That's what Steven does.
Right.
We do that probably a couple times an hour, you know?
Not us. She does that. Every time she gets up, she stands up like she's a freaking board. She just stands up stiff and does this thing. It's the most unattractive thing that you could do.
My favorite thing is galloping and then like having one knee drive up. So I got one leg straight and my one knee drives up and I fart.
That's pretty atrocious, honestly. It's always in my face too.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I love that. That's so nice of you.
So, what was that? Oh, the key to a healthy marriage for us? Or what was that?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I will say the advice to sum this up. The advice I would give somebody else is sitting down and literally maybe, it depends on how severe the situation is right now, but maybe having like weekly, like professional, almost sitting down talking about how did you make me feel supported this week? How did I not feel supported this week? And maybe just running through things that, I don't know, where you bit your tongue, but you don't need to keep in, and having an actual calm and collective conversation where you're hearing both sides and it doesn't turn into an argument. You know, that has really helped us through some of the hardest seasons that we have, where Steven doesn't feel like I'm, giving him what he needs to really feel like loved and appreciated, and then vice versa. You know, we went through seasons of, you almost have to collectively, as you grow, because we've been together for so long, and there's so many versions of who we've been as people throughout the years, you almost have these like moments where you got to recollectively learn how to show up for that person now. And so we've learned that through our relationship, and luckily the older we get, the easier it gets, but it was pretty hard in, our 20s, but now that we're, out of our 20s, we're in our
right
30s.
Now, the biggest thing she can do for me right now, and she's luckily been doing it, is whenever I get home from a long shift, because I work 24-hour shifts. The other day it was the 4th of July, and I got home that morning, and that was actually a 48-hour shift, but I got home and I was like, I don't care what we do today. I just need to take a nap for a few hours. And she didn't bug me, didn't gripe at me because I came home on a holiday tired and going to waste our day. She just let me sleep.
Yeah, because I did have plans for us to go to Austin all day.
Yeah, and I was able to actually enjoy the rest of our day, and we actually had a lot of fun. We saw the Jacksons.
Yeah, the Jackson 5.
Well, Michael wasn't there.
Where
was Michael?
Okay.
Okay, too far.
That's too far. Anyways, stupid.
Where's Michael?
But that's why you kept yelling at the concert.
I did not yell it. I quietly proclaimed it.
Okay, so what is the thing you're most excited about when becoming parents?
Excited part? First?
Yeah, excited.
The excited part is just being able to raise a kid with you. I mean, I've for a long time wanted to see you become a mom.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's sweet baby.
That's the most exciting part, is to have a little me that I get to teach things and whatever else.
Yeah, I think my favorite, or my thing that I'm looking forward to the most is, one, obviously seeing Steven as a dad, because I know that you're going to be an amazing dad. But
the best.
I think it's like, I don't know, building someone up to be like a really good person, like teaching them really good morals and manners, and of course growing our children up in a Christian home and strong in faith, and just, I don't know, take everything that I really loved about my childhood and everything you really loved about your childhood, and then making collectively things that we value really importantly, and also putting that in their childhood, and just giving them something to where they learn, again, how to be a good person, but they also know how to work hard, and they know how to serve other people, and how to not be vain or selfish. And I don't know, there's just a lot of things I've personally learned in life, and I look back of me as a child that I was like, man, there's just qualities about myself that I'm just like, man, I wish I would have learned this more at a younger age. And I can't wait to just like kind of pour those teachings, and I'm probably, because I'm more like a life coach, just like being able to help our children grow, not in a forceful way, but just in a way of good teachings. Like my mom, she always told me to look at the good in all things. So even if something's super negative or something that's really hurt me or whatever, she's always like, well, let's see the good in it. And that's one lesson, one thing that has changed how I have, or my outlook on life. So I can't wait to kind of have a million of those teachings in one, and so forth. Plus, I think I'm going to have a lot of children's book. I already have like some book ideas.
Oh, God.
I already know I'm going to be the person that has a million children's books. I'm going to
Hutson, the entrepreneur, author, podcaster.
Well, I just like the books. I already have like literally books for women. I don't want to say my idea on here because I'm actually pursuing it.
She's going to write a book, and it's going to be called like Blue Eggs and Bacon.
Probably.
And she's like, there's a book called Green Eggs and Ham? What? Completely because she is very forgetful, and she'll be like, have this thought or something, and I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. So
I know ChatGPT has helped me a lot with being like, I literally looked up an idea today. You know what it was? It was older people, like transportation for older people who aren't in nursing homes but don't have any caretakers. I literally looked it up, and I'm like, is there something in Waco that I know.
Yeah, it's called like the Blue something.
It's called Meals on Wheels is one, and then there's Waco Transit.
I had an idea recently that I was like, I'm going to make millions off of this. And
well, this wasn't making money. This was just as a customer.
Of course.
This was just to
help people. Well, mine would be to help people.
Okay. What?
Well, okay. My medical friends, they'll understand. So I was like, all right, every time I intubate somebody, I have to put, if we've like bagged them, they get a lot of air in their belly, which reduces blood flow to the heart, which also reduces how much oxygen you get into the lungs. And so we put this thing called a nasogastric tube in.
Ooh.
And so I was like, what if I just combined them and had a little inlet where you could put that on the tube and just slide it through, and then that goes in the esophagus, and then the ET tube goes in the trachea, and it's all in one. And so I like designed this thing, and then I Googled it, and it was already made.
One of these days that we'll have those ideas. Just like if I would have stamped whatever you call it, the hot Cheetos and mac and cheese,
That's
I would
true.
be.
That's true.
I created that years ago.
She did. I will give her that. She created the mac and cheese crumbled up into, the hot Cheetos crumbled up into the mac and cheese, and then like 4 years later,
it came
there
out,
it is,
and it was popping. That's unfortunate.
Any other questions?
Yeah, let's see. Anyways,
well, I'm going to end this podcast. I will say we are not professionals in the marriage counseling realm. That's what it kind of seemed this podcast turned into. But these are the questions that people asked us. So there you are.
Hey, maybe that'd be it. I think that would be good. Good work. Good podcast.
Good work.
All right. Thanks, baby. We'll catch you next.
Yeah. We'll see you.
Okay.
See you on the next one.
Wow. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Steven is now officially checked out. He's literally actively getting a popsicle. He's going to make a patty melt. Hey, I still need you to be quiet. We're still filming here now.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, thank you for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.